Welcome back, everyone. 5:36 now. We have more now from our sit-down interview with Congresswoman Cathy McMorris Rodgers. It is all part of our Creme Elections coverage. We took your questions and posed them to the candidates. Now, in our last half hour, we heard the Congresswoman's answers on gun violence and health care for eating disorders. Now, Creme 2's Rob Harris has more from her on farmers and DACA.
A question from Twitter. Solar Acres Farm writes, where do you stand on the Farm Bill? Much talk about rebuilding infrastructure. However, isn't where we get our food much more important infrastructure? Universal health care will allow more young people to be farmers. Us old farmers are a dying breed.
Well, the Farm Bill is important. Agriculture is our #1 industry in Eastern Washington. We have a safe, secure food supply as Americans, and we need to make sure that we're continuing to support our farmers. I have invited the chairman of the House Agriculture Committee to come to Eastern Washington this year, as well as the Secretary of Agriculture, Sonny Perdue. I've talked to them, but I want them to meet with the farmers directly and hear some of the unique challenges that we face. In the House, I am working with the chairman, and we hope to get the Farm Bill out of the House even by August. So this is top of mind as we head back after the Easter break. And for me, the priorities will be research, it will be market access program, as well as crop insurance, which is an important safety net. Trade is on the forefront of farmers' minds right now. And I heard directly the panic from our farmers over the trade policies, the across-the-board tariffs and what they're going to mean potentially for markets. We export 90% of our wheat here in Eastern Washington. So having access to those markets is so important, and it takes years, if not decades, to develop those markets. So being a champion for the farmers is going to be something that I continue to do.
Nikki on Twitter, what do you plan to do to help the sandwich generation? Those of us who are saving for our kids' college while struggling to pay our own student loan debt, as well as daycare and elder care for our parents.
Right. Well, some of the best news relates to our economy right now, and that you see record low unemployment, you're seeing record high small business startups, consumer confidence, workforce participation rate. That means more opportunities, more jobs, more money in people's pockets because of tax reform. On average, it's $2,200 for an average family of 4 in Eastern Washington. And that means more money where they can save for retirement, help cover and save for the cost of college tuition. I just finished paying off my college loans. I recognize how expensive college tuition is, and we need to make sure that we are giving every student who wants to go to college the opportunity to do so.
Chris on Facebook wants to know your position on immigration and DACA. So we've seen, I think, in interviews with bipartisan support for some of these principles, like protection for dreamers, some form of border security, and yet when it comes time to vote, it seems like there's a quagmire. So what would you say to that?
My biggest disappointment in the budget deal was the fact that we did not get a DACA fix as a part of that deal. It's overdue. Congress was supposed to get this done by March 5th. I am working right now actively with my colleagues on legislation on what I believe would be a way to both ensure that we have the border security that the administration is calling for, as well as the DACA fix. And I think a 3-year fix makes sense, that we would get 3 years of border security and a 3-year DACA fix, and give those DACA kids the certainty that I hear is forefront on their minds. Kids that are in universities and colleges right here in Eastern Washington that don't know what their future is. And we need to give them some certainty.
So we should note that this interview was shot last week, and that was before President Trump put out a series of tweets regarding DACA, including one that we can put up on the screen, saying that DACA is dead. You can see at the beginning of that tweet there. So I reached out to Congresswoman McMorris Rodgers' office, and a representative told me she is still committed to both a DACA fix as well as border security. So, but this is just part of our interview. Obviously, we had the part 1, part 2, and that didn't even get everything. We also talked about rural broadband, still her push to get net neutrality, some sort of congressional action on that. So our web team, as we speak, is working to put the full interview up on creme.com.
Perfect. We will watch it there. Then thanks so much, Rob.
Thank you.